You kids these days are spoiled with your Forza 7 and Forza 6 and your DLC NASCARs with all the updated paint schemes and drivers and real Goodyear tire branding on the side. Back in my day, Forza 3, Forza 4, we had Gen 4 generic stock cars, and then we had to go onto the storefront and download a realistic or semi-realistic paint scheme to go along with that car. So today we are going to do a bit of a throwback. We are going to be racing NASCAR in Forza Motorsport 4. Now, Forza 3, in my opinion, has a slightly better NASCAR experience simply because there's a Dodge available to race. Unfortunately, the Dodge did not make it into Forza 4, but in Forza 4 you can have more stock cars on track. So, to me, that's more chaotic and more fun for a video, so we're in Forza 4 to do that. As you can see, I've put a Star Wars Jeff Gordon scheme on my car. I believe that he ran this at the fall 2005 Talladega race, or the spring Talladega race. And it was in 05 because it's a Revenge of the Sith car. But today we are going to do 4 separate oval track races. The first 3 are found in the event list here on Forza Motorsport 4. I almost said Forza, but I'm not Dan Greenwalt. So the Super Speedway Stock Car Series, as you can see, I've already completed one of the events way back in probably 2011 when I bought this game. And I'm not going to upgrade my car, even though that may be a mistake. And as you can see, there's a track that looks very similar to Daytona. There's Indianapolis, as I'm sure many of you guys are familiar with, and also Twin Ring Motegi, which is a NASCAR track from way back in the day, back in 97, 98. NASCAR ran a couple races there. And there's also a 4th oval that we're going to finish up the video with, because I suspect it's going to be the most chaotic of all the races. So we're going to start here at the Sunset Peninsula Raceway, which is essentially the Forza equivalent of the Daytona 500. Let's see if they pack race in Forza 4 better than they did in Project Cars 2. So here we are at Sunset Peninsula Raceway, starting in the middle of the pack. A group of 10 stock cars. And a standing start, because Forza has always been the pinnacle of accuracy. Regardless, we are underway and racing here at Sunset Peninsula. We have a couple of the Fords looking to the outside of me, and a slow Ford on the outside, as they decide to brake check going into turn 1, and that Ford on the outside is going to get a nice run. In fact, a lot of Fords up here. The Chevys are the lead group of cars in this race. We're not getting a very good draft, so we need to kind of slip into the slipstream, as it were. Try to get a run here through the tri-oval. Kind of a reversed plate track here, Sunset Peninsula, because of course the tri-oval is on the back straightaway rather than the front straightaway. And look at this action here, as wow, we've got some problems and a little bit of implications there as I run into the back of that Chevrolet. And we'll get a run down here on this Ford going down the main straightaway at 200 miles an hour, and he's going to get blocked by the Chevy. So we'll work this high lane here, work in behind the Chevy, try to get a little bit of Chevy action going here. You can't really bump draft in this game, believe me. My friends and I tried it on the Mulsanne Straight online back in the day. We couldn't quite get them 2-car tangos to work. Believe me, we tried. But unfortunately, they didn't add the Gen 5 COTs to this game. I don't think they were allowed to. Wow, look at that. Up the groove goes that Chevrolet, and you can see Yoda on the front of the car for the first time. There he is. So we've got a little bit of a little green passenger. We're at 203, 205 miles an hour, 206 going into turn 1. We're going to have to lift off just a little bit because the tires are just about to give up. As you can see, the rubber was about to not meet the road anymore in terms of my grip level. So I don't know if we'll be lapping cars. I guess we would probably end up lapping that car that got into the wall on the end of lap 1, but we've got a long way to get back to that Chevrolet leading the race. So it's going to be a chase, and not in the chase sense of playoffs, but in an actual trying to chase him down sense as we get up into the wall. Oh, that was stupid of me. That was stupid. I forgot about that. Literally saw someone do that on lap 1, and I forgot that Sunset Peninsula turn 4 is a big-time bugaboo. That is not a corner that's very forgiving. You kind of forget, and then it bites you in because you think, oh, I'm gonna take it flat out. You can take it flat out, but you cannot take that aggressive line off, and I made a pretty big mistake there. So we go way to the outside here, try to arc it in. Wow, that Chevy, what the heck was he thinking? Slide it off turn 4 just a little bit, so we've got to try to chase this lead Chevy down, and we've got 5 laps to do it. And those guys behind me are closing in as well. Let's go. Oh no, way too high. I forgot the physics in this game. I was trying to pitch it in like NASCAR heat, and that was not going to work. So hopefully these guys behind me, well, if I let them around, but they're not going to come around, are they? Let's say we could probably get something going here, draft-wise. Maybe if I let him around. Well, we can try the bump draft. I'm going to try, as long as he doesn't crash trying to get around me. Well, Forza 4 AI living up to its reputation there in turn 4. So we're just going to have to try to use our little aero-inefficient car. As you can see, we've quite beat up the side of it. Just try to pull away from positions 2 and 3, because again, I wasn't very good in 1 and 2. The other thing that could happen here is we could still get some lap traffic intervening in that leader's lead, I guess you could say. And that would make me a very happy boy, because if he gets up into the wall for any reason, it'll hand me the win. But outside of that, we're on the outside looking in here at Sunset Peninsula, with 6 of 9 completed. As we work around the inside of the track. Don't hit the wall. Oh, God almighty. Uh-oh. Bye-bye. It's a big one. It's the big one. Oh, God almighty. Yellow flag. Yellow flag. Yellow flag. They didn't listen. They did not listen. Well, that was not how I thought that was going to go. Around goes Jeff Gordon. And with help from that Ford, we are going to DNF at Sunset Peninsula. Well, let's take a look at my dramatic end, since everybody's going to want to see a replay of it anyway. Might as well give everybody what they want, as we're going to come off at turn 4, get up into the wall, just make a little bit of contact, but that sends my car spinning around. We hit the outside wall, get punted from behind, and we're okay here. But it's unfortunate that we continue to get piled into. It's kind of making ARCA brakes, Forza brakes, I should say, make ARCA brakes look tame by comparison. Alright, let's try something I'm a little more familiar with. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're doing this at sunrise for some reason, because even though Forza doesn't have, like, actual night or weather, Forza 4 didn't anyway, you could change the time of day to, like, random times. So this race takes place in the sunrise for some reason. Because a lot of events at Indianapolis take place in the sunrise. As you can see, there's the brilliant, beautiful, big, beautiful sunrise. So we work through turn 2, and you can just see how slow everybody's going in the corners. And that's going to be kind of par for the course in this race. But more to the fact is, on the inside of the corners, if you get anywhere near that grass, the game will automatically slow your car down, and a lot of times that can cause some serious problems, as we're going to almost have a problem there. We have to really get on the brakes, because for whatever reason, turn 3 in this game, the AI just completely brake check you in turn 3. I don't know why, I don't know how, but they do. So we're going to work off turn 4. Be careful not to Hildebrand, as one of the Fords back there is trying to. You can see around this beautiful paint scheme. I downloaded this way back in 2011 when I got the game, so I don't even know if it's still available on the storefront in Forza 4. So I maybe have one of the last copies of this in the world. But anyway, we're coming up behind some of the Chevys. We're going to try to work around the outside. That's the Larson line, if I've ever... Oh. Yeah, it's definitely the Larson line. Here we go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Ford. There's another Ford going by. Bye. Now, don't you wish this was in NASCAR Heat 2? Whee! Okay, turn 3. This is where the AI really suck. They really suck in turn 3. As you can see, that was like a downshift from that Ford. We'll go around this one and the Chevy. And off for turn 4 with some fantastic moves. Going around that Chevy. And now down the main straightaway. Completing lap number 3. 5 laps to go here at Indianapolis. Forza never really been known for their long races. They are very slow through turn 2 or turn 1 into the short chute. Oy, 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 oy. We'll try to get in behind this Chevy. Let's try to bump draft. See if it works. Well, we're definitely getting the bump draft going. There's a little bit of space between the bumpers. That's a tapered spacer right there. We'll lift off the gas. Almost crash into the back of him. Have to completely change up my line there and then dive in front of that Chevy. And he's going to fall back. So possibly we're going to... I almost said win this race, and I almost clobbered the outside wall. That would have been a mistake. That would have been really stupid of me. So down the main straightaway, let's see if we can actually set a decent lap time here at Indianapolis. Get on the brakes just a little bit. Oh, no, 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 no. I had to, like, avoid the... Never mind. I had to avoid the sticky grass down here, because otherwise I was going to get slowed down and plowed into almost certainly by the cars behind me. And that's never fun. That's never fun. So turn 3. Let's see if we can get turn 3 right. Of course, where I sit for the Indy 500, so you think I'd do it well. Not particularly well. And ironically, I think this track model that they have for Forza 4 is more accurate than the Forza 7 track model, which is kind of funny. They did it better in 2011 than they did in 2018. We get through turn 1 there. That's much better. 170 off of turn 2 or turn 1 into turn 2. Can we keep it flat out? Yes, we can. Okay, we're on for a decent lap here, even though the game says I did a poor turn. I think it's lying. We're 9/10 of a second up on our best lap, lifting off the gas into turn 3. Back on the throttle, try to get at 170 on the exit, slightly at 170 on the exit, not quite there. We do turn 4 flat out. The car is trying to protest that, but we managed to do it, and the game thinks we did better that time. But who knows. Alright, lap number 6. We've got a big, big gap. And we've got a 50-second lap time. Let's see if we can knock another 8/10 off there, get to the 49s. Think it can be done? Is it possible? In fact, we got a 10-second lead. I told you the AI kind of suck at Indianapolis. They are not very good. But it's funny, kind of funny. In a lot of ways, this game actually looks better than Heat 2. The frame rate's definitely better. It's definitely running in 60 frames, even though, unfortunately, I don't have an Elgato yet, so I can't record in 60 frames, but I assure you, it's at 60 frames per second. I probably could have kept it in the throttle there, but I didn't. But also, it seems like the draw distance is a little better than in Heat. So we've got 2 laps to go here at Indianapolis, just lifting off into turn number 1. It seems like the car really bogs down through there, through turn 1 at least. Try to get a decent apex there through turn 2. And heading onto the back straightaway once again. Is there a fountain over there? There's a freaking fountain on the back straightaway. I never noticed that before. Of course, that's a part of the golf course, but I didn't know there was actually a fountain back there. I've never seen it. I think they may have taken some creative liberties with their design of this track. But I don't know, that maybe there is a fountain on the back straightaway. I've never seen it. Alright, so as we come off of turn number 4, down the main straightaway once again, taking the white flag here at Indianapolis, trying to get that checkered flag at least once in this video, because I suspect when we go to Motegi, it's not going to be pretty, and neither for the 4th track, the 4th mystery track in my video. Oh no! Oh God Almighty! Oh God Almighty! Well, we got a 20-second lead. We'll just drive with a broken car. I tried to be too aggressive going down into turn 2, and that was a big mistake. It was a big, big mistake. So we're going to be driving with a broken engine. We're going to be Jimmy Johnsoning it around the final corner with a broken engine here at Indianapolis. And driving down the main straightaway, don't hit the pit wall, David. We're going to get down here, take the checkered flag, and we will move on to Motegi. Here's a track that's not in many games anymore, Twin Ring Motegi, 1.5 mile super speedway in Japan. Of course, you guys who have watched IndyCar 2005 have seen this track before. And those of you with access to the internet have probably seen a race here. Indeed, somebody got their first and only race win at this track. If you know the answer to that question, write it in the comments. I won't say it, but I want to see how smart the comment section is. I think they're probably pretty smart. Also, it's probably common knowledge, but who cares? So down the back straightaway, we're going inside. Oh God, already making contact with the Ford. And making contact with the Chevy, because we need to be unbiased. I told you this was going to be a bit of a cluster, and it was. Ironically, as soon as Forza got Indy cars, they got rid of Motegi in the game. So, despite the fact that this track has Honda Indy Japan and IndyCar, in fact IRL logos, I think, all over this track, there is no Indy cars to be had in Forza Motorsport 4. That wouldn't be till Forza 5, when they got rid of Motegi. So into turn number 3 here at Motegi, or turn 2, or whatever you want to call it. We're going to work way to the outside. A 13-lap event here, but we're already almost working lap number 3. And look at the angry group behind me. We're going to get a nice run here behind this Chevy. Not even using 4th gear at this track for whatever reason. Trying to drive around the Chevy, not going to quite get there yet. We're going to do some more bump drafting. Let's see if we can bump draft here. Whoop! Get a little bit of it. Oh, God almighty. He braked. He brake checked me. Honestly, oh God, my front downforce is now dead, which is not a good thing at this track. Not at all. Look at my poor Yoda car. My poor Yoda car is all smashed up thanks to that wascally Chevy. So let's see if we can get back around the Chevy here. The small block Chevy. As the thing is scraping the tires quite a bit. Let's Dale Earnhardt in. Oh, nope. Just want to rattle your cage, sir. Just want to rattle your cage. And the cage has been rattled, even though that Ford is going to go to the inside. Try to... Uh-oh. David, you have no downforce. Stop trying to go fast off the corners. So this is the same problem I had at friggin' Sunset Peninsula. And now I have no front downforce, which is really, really a big key here at Motegi. You can see how much time I'm losing just sliding the tires, sliding the fronts, because of the lack of downforce. I actually got 4th gear that time. So I'm pretty much going to have to outdrive this car in front of me, this Chevy, with a wounded car. Let's see if we can do it. And man, the pack behind me is catching up. But we got a long way to go. We've got over half the race, 7 laps remaining. On the throttle we go. Try to get a good exit. Not as great as I would have liked. We haven't really put enough distance between myself and that car behind me. We've got a 3-second gap to first place. Get it turned, get that exit speed, David. Nope, that's not exit speed, that's exit wall. And here comes the field behind me. Man, we are struggling anytime we have to drive this car. On the throttle. Oh, and to the inside goes the Chevy. And he decided to go really slow in the center of the corner after he passed me, so we just destroyed our front end even more now. Awesome. Because that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be harder to drive into the corners. Look at that. Big push. Huge push. But the good thing is, those guys couldn't gain on me that time. So down the main straightaway once again. Dive it off into turn 1, or try to. I'm just completely missing the inside of the track, but I don't really need to be on the inside, or I don't need to be on the inside of the track going in. It's that exit, and I'm still just missing it. So I just don't have the grip anymore. And there's that Chevy looking behind. So lap 8 of 13, still got 5 to go. I do remember that the AI loved to dive bomb here in turn 3 at Motegi, as he almost got to the inside of me that time. Well, it's going to be a battle for second, that's for sure, and it may end up being another big old wreck. Like it was at Sunset Peninsula. I think this is another track where you can't run on the bottom, otherwise it will slow you down, so we have to be real careful. We're going to run next to that white line. Here comes the Chevy, down to the inside. We're going to get that side draft, but he's going to go around. Oh, bye-bye. Rattle your cage. And look at this. They're going to pile up. It looked like they were trying to pile up. Couldn't quite keep them behind me, though. I'm going to dive to the inside. Just blocking the entire pack here. That Chevy's going to the outside. They're 4 wide back there, going into the corner. Contact between a couple of the Chevys. One of the Fords going around the outside. Well, if we're not going to race for the win, we can at least have a heck of a race here for second. Here they come. Oh, he's screwed. They're making contact. Here they come. The Fords are behind the Chevys. Chevy's leading this thing. We're getting 2 laps to go, 3 laps to go, I don't know. One of the Chevys just knocked its engine out because I see one of them smoking back there. Oh, and to the inside goes that Chevy. He was not going to be denied, at least for now. Oh, and that exit speed is no bueno. So we're going to have to get a good run here, otherwise we just lost 3rd place to that Chevy. Get down. That strong exit. Pretty strong exit. Definitely away from the rest of the field, which is good. Okay, 2 laps to go now. I can count. Slightly. With a damaged car, again, this is not the most beneficial thing in the entire world. We're going to go way wide there. And that freaking guy is gone. I think he's going to get away from me here. We're going to be coming to the white flag this time around. At Twin Ring Motegi. On the throttle. Come on, baby. Crossing the line now. Lap 13. 1 to go. Presented by Credit One Bank. Can we chase down that Chevy out in front, or are those guys behind me going to catch up? I'm going to try to just absolutely pound the throttle off of the corner. They're still there. They're still lurking. I don't think they're going to quite get there unless I just completely drive like crap in turn 3. They're looking. They can't get there. Off of turn 4, we will take a podium finish in Japan. Not too bad. But again, we just can't win that duel at the end of the race, it seems. So here we are at the Sedona Raceway, and the ironic thing about this race is I had to do it online, or I had to set it up online, and I actually had someone join. So I think we've got, oh, nope, never mind. I thought we were actually going to have an extra person in the race, but we won't, so we'll start 12, and look at this. Oh boy, they're trying to wreck already. This is exactly what I said. There was going to be a bit of argy-bargy. here at this track because it's always a bit weird. It's a 1.5 mile track, kind of similar to Homestead, but not really at all. So here we go. We're starting way at the back. We're stuck way at the back. We're going to try to get to the front here. But as you can see, some silliness is already ensuing. And just poor driving standards all around by the AI. And here's the thing. Oh, as we get a little bit loose there. The big thing here is that the AI sometimes crash by themselves at this track. So it really, look at that. That P. Beck guy is very slow there. We've managed to drive around the outside of him, thankfully, so we've got a few more positions to go here. Quite a few more positions to go, but we're only on lap 2 of 11. Obviously, as it's a 1.5 miler, it is kind of a bigger track. So this race is going to take a little bit longer than you'd otherwise think. Man, the AI have turned it on at this track, let me tell you. As there is the place where the AI crashed, and I just hit the wall myself. So that's not a good thing. Let's see if we can get back up in there. Problem is I'm a little bit worried about passing the AI because they just always seem to be so unpredictable, let's put it that way. So lift off in the middle, or the entry to the corner. Lift off as well on the exit. And didn't quite make it. It didn't quite make it. Hopefully my car's not too damaged there. That turn 2 is a real pain here at Sedona. A lot of memories on this track as well. It's kind of nostalgic to do this game every now and then in Forza 4 because I did so much stuff both in Forza 3 and Forza 4. Probably should have recorded it. I probably would have had a decently sized YouTube channel. Oh, back in 2011, but unfortunately, you know, just did all my own stuff, my own enjoyment back then before I decided to share the enjoyment of those sort of things with the world. But anyway, we have got to get back up to the front, man. This is getting to the point where I'm getting my butt kicked here in the last race, and this was not what I was expecting. I was expecting chaos. I was expecting crashes. I have not gotten that so far. In fact, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go inside. And that didn't work either. It's like, we're going to go inside. We're going to be a hardcore sim racer here. We're going to... No, it didn't work. Maybe it will. We'll see. Definitely feel like I'm slightly better off of turn 4. But we're still losing ground to the leaders. But if I can make up time in turn 2, that's where it all matters here. We're going to run outside here and cut it at the last possible moment. Nope. Didn't quite work. We did gain a ton of time, so if I can get that right here in the next 4 laps, we'll be right back up in the thick of things. But you just never know. Can I look around the cockpit? I forget. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, there's the cockpit. Nice Audi decals on the wall for some reason. Okay, let's try that again. We're going to run really wide here in turn 2 and then... Oh, nope. That was not any better. Good job, David. You screwed it up. You done goofed. Well, I guess the AI are way faster online than they are in the career mode, clearly. Unless I turn them down in the career mode for some reason, which would have confused me a bit. Okay, let's see if we can actually get this turn 2 right for once. For once. Power off. We didn't gain anything. Maybe I did, I don't know. I would really like those AI to have a big one, though, because otherwise I've completely wasted your time. But I guess you get to see a track that probably hasn't had a YouTube video done on it in about 3 years, I would guess. Nobody talks about Sedona Raceway anymore. Certainly not the oval. But here we are. Oh no! God almighty. God almighty. My car's not even that badly damaged, but it's just... oh well. So anyway, we're going to come around here for the final lap of the race. And in the comments, let me know if you had this game. I'm kind of interested. I'm sure people will share their thoughts anyway before they get to this point in this video. But did you have any memories playing Forza 4 online or with the NASCARs? Or, you know, do you remember the dark ages of NASCAR gaming? Because this kind of was it. Because this was the beginning of the dark times, beginning of the Eutechnics. And you couldn't really have officially licensed cars in games like Forza. So we're coming around here to finish at Sedona. It was not a very good race from my perspective, but oh well, we finish. And congratulations to Kay Hines, you did it. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video and want to see some more motorsport content, particularly of the NASCAR variety in the next month, because of course the Daytona 500, be sure to subscribe and like the video. So without any further ado, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.